to our channel for another deep dive into the relentless drama of Genoa City. Today is a spectacular day to unravel the tangled webs of deception, so let us jump straight into the heart-pounding twists awaiting our favorite characters. The suffocating silence in Phyllis Summer's grand apartment has become a physical weight, pressing down on her chest with every passing hour that her frantic phone calls go straight to a disconnected voicemail. Matt Clark has vanished without a trace, leaving behind a chilling void that is rapidly filling with Phyllis's darkest, most consuming paranoias. She paces the length of her living room like a caged panther, her mind racing through a labyrinth of terrifying possibilities. Matt is a survivor, a cunning predator who knows how to navigate the treacherous underbelly of Genoa City, and the idea that he would simply abandon his newfound freedom and his intoxicating connection with her is entirely inconceivable. The electronic ankle monitor that once bound him to Victor Newman's sadistic whims has gone dark, and Phyllis knows with absolute, bone-chilling certainty that this is not a coincidence. The Newman machine has struck again, its invisible gears grinding Matt into dust, and the realization sends a surge of blinding, righteous fury coursing through her veins. She is not a woman who accepts defeat or silence, and the sudden erasure of the man she has inexplicably drawn close to ignites a fire within her that threatens to consume anyone who stands in her way. Her frantic quest for answers propels her out of her isolation and straight into the heart of the Genoa City Athletic Club, a sanctuary of wealth and privilege that often serves as the battleground for the city's most vicious corporate wars. Down in the high-end fitness center, the atmosphere is thick with testosterone and the rhythmic clanking of heavy iron as Adam Newman and Kane Ashby engage in a grueling workout session. The two men, despite their complicated histories and differing allegiances, have found a rare, unifying bond in their mutual disdain for Billy Abbott. Between sets of lifting weights, they exchange sharp, venomous critiques of Billy's chaotic spiral, participating in a relentless verbal takedown of the man who has caused so much destruction in both of their lives. Their shared animosity creates a temporary alliance, a camaraderie built on the anticipation of Billy's impending, catastrophic downfall. The sweat on their brows and the intensity of their physical exertion mirror the high-stakes corporate warfare they are currently navigating, completely oblivious to the hurricane of feminine rage that is about to breach their masculine sanctuary. Phyllis storms into the fitness center with the force of a natural disaster, her eyes blazing with a frantic, unhinged desperation that instantly shatters the camaraderie between Adam and Kane. She does not care about their workout or their corporate grievances. Her entire existence is currently narrowed down to a single, burning objective. She marches directly up to Adam, her voice trembling with a potent mixture of terror and rage, as she demands to know exactly what his family has done to Matt Clark. The sudden intrusion catches Adam momentarily off guard, the heavy weights returning to their racks with a loud, echoing thud as he turns to face the chaotic force of nature standing before him. Phyllis unleashes a torrent of accusations, painting a vivid, conspiratorial picture of Victor Newman orchestrating a sinister kidnapping, demanding that Adam drop his icy facade and confess to his father's crimes. She is relentless, her words spilling out in a frantic cascade of paranoia, refusing to leave until she extracts the truth about the man who has mysteriously disappeared from her life. Adam, however, quickly recovers his signature, impenetrable composure, his dark eyes narrowing as he studies the frantic woman before him. He coldly and methodically denies any knowledge of Matt's whereabouts, insisting with chilling sincerity that he is entirely disconnected from whatever machinations his father might be orchestrating in the shadows. But as Adam watches Phyllis unravel, his sharp, analytical mind begins to piece together the underlying emotional current driving her hysteria. He looks past her anger and sees the raw, agonizing vulnerability etched into every line of her face. The frantic pacing, the trembling hands, the desperate plea for a known criminal's safety, it all points to a singular, shocking conclusion. A slow, cruel smirk spreads across Adam's face as the realization hits him with absolute clarity. The great, untouchable Phyllis Summers, a woman who has survived the most vicious romantic entanglements in Genoa City history, has actually fallen desperately, tragically in love with a sociopathic monster like Matt Clark. The discovery provides Adam with a dark, twisted sense of amusement, and he wastes no time in weaponizing this newfound knowledge against her. He begins to mercilessly tease Phyllis, dissecting her toxic romantic history and mocking her bizarre, self-destructive infatuation with a man who has caused immeasurable trauma to the people she claims to care about. Adam's words are precise and cutting, designed to humiliate her and expose the sheer absurdity of her emotional attachment to a known predator. He warns her, not out of any genuine concern for her well-being, but with a cynical detachment, that intertwining her life with Matt's dark gravity is a catastrophic mistake that will ultimately destroy her. He psychoanalyzes her attraction to danger, painting her as a tragic figure addicted to chaos, all while maintaining his absolute innocence regarding Matt's sudden vanishing act. The mockery stings Phyllis deeply, her cheeks flushing with a mixture of profound embarrassment and escalating fury as she realizes that Adam is genuinely clueless, leaving her with only one remaining target. Realizing that Adam is merely a spectator in this particular twisted game, Phyllis pivots on her heel and leaves the athletic club, her determination hardening into an unbreakable resolve as she sets her sights on the puppet master himself. She knows that Victor Newman is the architect of this nightmare, the only man in Genoa City with the power, the resources, and the ruthless motivation to erase a human being without leaving a single trace. The history between Phyllis and Victor is a long, bloody tapestry of mutual hatred and endless warfare, and she prepares herself for a confrontation that will require every ounce of her cunning and strength. She marches toward the Newman domain, her mind replaying every threat Victor has ever issued, every sinister glare he has ever cast in Matt's direction. Phyllis is ready to tear down the walls of the Newman Empire if it means uncovering the truth, driven by a toxic, consuming love that has blinded her to the very real danger she is walking into. The confrontation with Victor Newman is a masterclass in psychological warfare, taking place in the imposing, shadowy confines of his executive office. Phyllis bursts through his doors, bypassing his security and his assistants, launching directly into a fierce, unrelenting interrogation. She throws every accusation at the stoic patriarch, her voice echoing off the walls as she demands to know where he has buried Matt Clark. She details the sudden silence, the deactivated ankle monitor, the sheer impossibility of Matt leaving without a word, laying the blame squarely at Victor's feet. But Victor remains an impenetrable fortress of power, his expression carved from stone as he listens to her frantic tirade. He does not flinch, he does not raise his voice, and he certainly does not offer a single sliver of confirmation. He sits behind his massive desk, a silent, omnipotent force, absorbing her rage without absorbing any of her frantic energy. Victor's silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a calculated, agonizing weapon designed to push Phyllis further to the brink of madness. He offers cryptic, dismissive responses, suggesting that a man of Matt's criminal nature likely met a fitting end brought upon by his own horrific choices. He refuses to validate her paranoia, giving her absolutely nothing tangible to hold on to. Yet his very demeanor screams of a man who has successfully executed a flawless, ruthless plan. Victor takes a dark, hidden satisfaction in watching Phyllis unravel, viewing her suffering as a necessary collateral damage in his overarching mission to protect his family from the monsters that lurk in the shadows. He knows exactly where Matt Clark is, and the sheer audacity of his secret plan is a testament to his terrifying, boundless power. He has not killed Matt. He has done something far worse. He has completely erased him from the civilized world, locking him away in a nightmare from which there is no waking up. Far away from the opulent offices of Newman Enterprises and the frantic desperation of Phyllis Summers, Matt Clark is currently experiencing the horrifying reality of Victor's ultimate punishment. He has been stripped of his identity, his freedom, and his agency, violently thrust into the sterile, heavily guarded confines of a maximum security psychiatric facility. The pristine white walls of the asylum close in around him, a suffocating prison designed to break the minds of the most dangerous individuals in the state. Matt's initial panic has rapidly morphed into a cold, sociopathic fury as he realizes the sheer brilliance and cruelty of Victor's masterstroke. There are no ankle monitors to hack here, no easily manipulated guards to bribe, only heavily medicated patients and impenetrable security protocols. He is trapped in a labyrinth of madness, his brilliant, twisted mind pacing like a caged beast, looking for a single, microscopic vulnerability in the fortress that Victor has built around him. As Matt navigates the chilling, echoing corridors of the psychiatric ward, his senses are on high alert, his predatory instincts scanning the environment for any potential advantage or weapon. The air is thick with the scent of antiseptic and the muted, tragic sounds of broken minds, a stark contrast to the luxurious freedom he had briefly tasted in Genoa City. He knows that survival in this hellscape requires a fundamental shift in strategy, a willingness to embrace the darkness and align himself with the very madness that surrounds him. He watches the orderlies, memorizes the routines, and calculates the precise timing of the security patrols, his mind constantly working on a catastrophic plan of escape. He is completely unaware that Victor's hubris has inadvertently provided him with the exact catalyst he needs to turn this prison into a launching pad for apocalyptic vengeance. During one of the heavily monitored recreation periods, amidst the shuffling, vacant stares of the facility's most dangerous inmates, Matt's sharp eyes catch a glimpse of a familiar, terrifying shadow. A woman sits in the corner of the room, her demeanor a chilling mix of childlike innocence and deeply ingrained, homicidal madness. As she turns her head, the sterile fluorescent lights illuminate a face that is infamous throughout the history of Genoa City. It is Patty Williams, the deranged, obsessive woman whose severe mental illness has left a trail of blood and psychological torture in its wake. Matt freezes, a slow, sinister realization dawning upon him as he recognizes the sheer, destructive potential of the woman sitting across from him. Victor Newman, in his arrogant quest to play God, has unknowingly locked two of the most dangerous apex predators in the exact same cage. The tension in the room thickens as Matt slowly approaches Patty, his sociopathic charm adapting to the twisted frequency of her shattered mind. They lock eyes, a silent, horrifying understanding passing between them. Patty, consumed by her own dark obsessions and her burning hatred for the people who have wronged her, sees in Matt a kindred spirit, a dark knight capable of helping her achieve her twisted version of justice. Matt, recognizing Patty's intimate knowledge of the facility's protocols and her absolute lack of moral boundaries, sees the perfect, chaotic instrument for his escape. As the week draws to a close, the sterile walls of the maximum security psychiatric ward bear witness to the birth of a deadly, catastrophic alliance. The stage is set for a violent breakout that will unleash an unprecedented wave of terror upon Genoa City, promising a final, fatal confrontation that will leave the Newman and Abbott families fighting for their very survival in the dark days to come.